You're about to listen to the Weird with a Side of Bacon podcast. We cover weird things, but part of that may include adult themes and content. We'll be talking about things like butts and boobs, and there will be swearing. It's kind of what we do. If there are any kids in the car, you may want to change the channel. Thanks, and enjoy. Hey, sweetie, what can I get for you?
Do you have any of today's specials left?
The weird? Oh yeah, we got lots of weird.
And can I get that with bacon?
Sure, weird with a side of bacon, coming up. Hello, everybody, and welcome to episode number 18 of the Weird with a Side of Bacon podcast.
Woo! Woo!
Yeah. All right, guys. So I am one of your hosts to this podcast about weird stuff and being weird. My name's Trevor, and I cover weird history and weird facts. And we'll now go clockwise around the room, and we'll get to Misty. Misty, what do you do on the Weird with a Side of Bacon podcast?
I go over weird news stories from all around the world.
All right. And now we're on to our other host. What do you do on the Weird with a Side of Bacon podcast, Stephanie?
I cover weird social media stuff.
That is our quick introduction, but now we're going to jump into any weird personal stories, and Misty and I have a weird personal story, so we're going to tell this one, and we kept it because this literally happened yesterday, and we didn't want to tell you, Stephanie, until today, so we could get a good recording of it. So first I got to set this whole situation up for everybody. Our oldest is now old enough to drive, has a license, and we're like, okay, time to get him a car. We had saved up a little bit of money because we did not want to go and take out a loan if we could avoid it. So we saved up some money and we're going to do a beater. I had a beater, my first car. My first car is one my grandfather backed into with his RV. And I literally had to paint the car with oil-based house paint and a roller. So that's what kind of car I had when I first started driving. I had to pay $500 for it. So I thought our kid, they could also learn to drive with a junker. And let me tell you, the cars out there in the beater category are in pretty rough shape. We were hoping for one that maybe just had a couple issues going on, maybe a little rusty, a little ugly, not matching, wheels, whatever. It'll be okay. Oh my God, it was so scary. There's cars that had no exhaust. There were cars that smelled like marijuana, of course. Ones with crack windshield. You look at them on Marketplace, we're looking at them, and you think this one looks okay, and you drive half hour or so to go look at this car because you're hoping you found that diamond in the rough, and it ain't. Well, this one was the first one yesterday morning, and we had to drive up to Green Bay, which is, about a half hour drive or so from where we are. And we drive up to Green Bay, and it was a Lexus. Okay, now it seems a little crazy, but kid doesn't need a Lexus, but we wanted to make sure that we got him something that's more in the Toyota category. We're kind of a Toyota family. We know it's going to have high mileage, so we wanted something that's probably still good at high miles, like 200,000. That's nothing on a Toyota, right? Anyway, we get there, and this thing looks nothing like the pictures. It is definitely in rougher shape. There was, chunks beat up. You open the car door, it's rubbing against the front panel because it had hit a tree or something at some point. And this guy, he was asking $3,900, which on the pictures looked like it would be worth it. But then it's just like, oh boy, this thing is not great.
It had carpet on the dash. On the top dash because it was cracked.
It was like a car from down south, which usually is good. That means it's not rusted. And the body wasn't rusty, but it had seen some things in life. This was an experienced car, okay? So, of course, this guy says, oh, no, there's no major issues with it. I started up, and every indication light's on. Check engine,
every warning light.
Traction control, low type, everything. Well, we know we're not going to get anything great anyway, but let's at least take it for a test drive. He says, oh, it drives great, though. So we take it for a test drive, and it does actually drive pretty well. But there's a lot of potential issues here. That traction thing's usually something to do with brakes, and check engine could be just like an O2 sensor, which is not a big deal, but whatever. So we're driving it, but I want to take it on the highway because the kid's going to be taking it to college. So we're on the highway. And I'm like, well, we might as well check, it's driving nice. We might as well, before we get to the next exit, check to make sure the windows are all working. So I'll roll down the driver window. Works great. Go to roll down the other windows. No, they're not working. Oh, it's got one of those child safety buttons. Turn that off. Back windows. Great. Passenger window. I go and I roll down the passenger window. Not a problem. I go to lift up the passenger window. Problem.
I went, stop. It's going to fucking fall.
There was nothing. Apparently, this thing wasn't lined up and it didn't hit the top of the frame to stop it. So it tried to just keep going. This window was like hanging out of the car.
Yeah.
Like you could put your hand under the glass between the top of the door and under the glass. It is like 2/3 of the way hanging on. We're driving down the highway and it is just whipping in the wind. And I'm like, this is going to shatter or it's going to fall out and just shatter on the side of the road or whatever. So
I freaked out.
Yeah.
I would too.
So we pull over. Put the hazards on. I whip over under the whatever I'm thinking of, the side of the road there.
Like the shoulder of the highway.
Shoulder. Thank you. I could not come up with the word shoulder to save my ass. So pull over, and now I'm wondering, am I going to be able to get this thing back in there? Like, I still got to get this thing back to this guy's place and be like, no, dude, we're out. Because Misty's like, nope, we're out. I want nothing to do with this piece of car. I was like, okay. So luckily, though, I was able to get it where, if I held it just right, get it to roll back down and then hold it in place and roll it back up. But I locked the windows again. We drove it back, and I'm like, no thanks. I was like, that had a lot more issues than I thought. Man, I was trying to be nice about it too. I'm like, sorry, man, it's just not what we're looking for. I was like, you sure you don't want to just make me an offer? I'm like, it's not really. And he went $3,900 for it. He's like, $3,000? I'm like, it's just not going to work out.
He's just trying to get rid of it.
Yes. And as we're getting our car, I was like, how about $2,000? This guy's like desperate. Like I could have said,
like he just wants it out of his yard.
oh yeah, this guy just wanted it gone. And I'm like, no way, no way.
Because he knows that the repairs itself are more than what the car's worth.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh gosh, yeah. It was not good.
Here I thought when you texted me about it yesterday that it was like the engine blew up or something while you were on the highway.
No, that didn't happen. But my worry was if I broke this guy's window, is he going to expect me to pay for this thing? Like, no, you didn't tell me that the window flies out and it's like an ejection seat window here going on. But luckily I got it back in. I didn't even tell him because I'm sure he knew. There's a reason these windows were locked. I don't think this guy had any kids or anything. You could have fucking told me, right?
Did like the warning lights ever go away or did those stay on the...
Oh, no. They stayed on the whole time. But to be honest, it really did drive nice.
It did, which is really scary.
Yeah, but no, that was too much. Yeah, so did not find the right car with that one. So we had to do some more shopping around. But we did. We're like, we have to tell Stephanie about this because what the fuck am I doing? So if you ever want to go car shopping for beaters, shopping for a car on a hell of a budget, it really fucking sucks. So, yeah, that's our story. But anyway, guys, we have to now get into our actual content. Not that we don't think our personal lives are weird, but people didn't come here for that. They came here to hear the stuff that we have searched through the archives, dug up, and are now ready to give the actual presentation of this Weird on the Side of Bacon podcast. But first, I like to tell all our new listeners about our rating system. Because not only do we like to make sure that we're all weird, we like to rate who's the weirdest of this whole group. And we do that on a 1 to 4 bacon scale rating. So 1, that story's not that weird and you're boring. Or 4, wow, that story's really freaking weird. What is wrong with you? Good digging. And also we have crispy, if you want to give a little bit of extra credit. Or if you have the ultimate story, the absolute, a wonderfully amazing weird story, we call it the BLT. Let's jump into it. Stephanie, I believe you are first, and I would love to hear from the social media desk on how the weirdness in the world is happening.
So, of course, I have a story from Reddit. The subreddit is True Off My Chest.
True Off My Chest?
Yes.
Okay.
The title is, He Thinks He Took My Virginity All These Years. I Didn't Have the Heart to Tell Him.
Oh, I love it already.
All right, so tell us about this woman's lack of virginity or whatever you want to call it.
So I, 33 female, was so in love with my high school partner and I wanted him to be my first. He apparently had already lost his virginity and then some prior to me. He was 2 years older than me. I was super nervous thinking he was really experienced. Well, the day comes, we're getting hot and heavy. He puts on the condom. I'm ready. And he slides it in between my butt cheeks in the bed. And he thinks he's in. And he proceeds to make the motions.
Oh, man.
Those had to have been some really warm butt cheeks.
Yeah, I mean, she said she was ready. She must have been pretty ready because this guy can't seem to know the difference. Okay.
And I'm laying there thinking, he can't think this is the real thing, right? There's no way. Do I stop him and tell him he's not in? Crap, it's already been going on too long. If I stop him now, it could be very embarrassing for him. I'll just let him do this thing, I guess, and never speak a word of this to anyone.
Except for putting it on social media years later.
He finished and seemed very proud of himself, and he asked if I was good, and I smiled and nodded yes.
You know what? When I'm with a lady afterwards and I ask her and she says, yes, I know I did a good job. Like, whoo.
He then told everyone in school that day that he took my virginity and was super proud of it. We ended up breaking up shortly afterwards. He got suspended from school and joined the military right after, I think. Then I lost my virginity to the guy after him. Him and I are still really good friends, actually, and he occasionally brings up the fact that he took my virginity, and I still don't have the heart to tell him that he did it with my butt cheeks and the bed.
You can't tell him. She's got to take that to the grave.
I can only imagine what would happen if she were to say anything.
Oh, yeah.
So that's my short story of the day.
It could be worse, though, because hopefully she really did, like she says, not tell anybody. But it had to be really hard not to at least tell a couple of her girlfriends or something, right?
Well, now it's out to the public.
That's true, but hopefully nobody can identify this situation. But, oh, God, I just thought of this. There's probably tons of guys out there that had gone to school, lost their virginity in high school to a girl, joined the military, and they're still friends. Do you think any of them that have found this are wondering if it's them?
Probably.
Would you ask? Would you be like, hey, I just read this. Was this us? Would you ask or would you not want to ask? I'd be afraid to ask.
I'd probably be afraid to ask just because you don't want to know the answer.
Right.
That happens. Sometimes you're like, communication's important, but if I ask this, I might not like where the answer is.
I'm scared of the answer, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my God, that's awesome.
Oh God, I really hope she didn't tell a bunch of her girlfriends because this guy is talking this up and these girls are laughing at him on the inside.
I don't know if I could hold a straight face if I saw him.
Because that's all you're going to be thinking back to that day.
Do you ever think that once he really truly had sex with somebody, he was probably like, well, that didn't feel right the first time?
Oh, yeah, maybe he did figure it out. You're right. I like to think that I could tell the difference between
butt cheeks in a bed over
an actual being inside an actual girl. I like to think I would notice the difference. Oh my God! What if he did this over and over again to other girls? What if this guy's just oblivious? She's not the only one holding this in. Yeah. So that's weird.
Yeah. You'd like that.
That is really crazy. I give that a 4.
I would have to agree. I'd even go crispy on that one, I think.
I am like lost for words as to how the fuck you don't know.
I just have this image of this girl laying there being like, and then, and then that realization of like, shit, I can't tell
there,
him.
Yeah, yeah, right there.
Or help the guy out, reach down there.
Right,
maybe like stop the motion for a minute, do a little kiss of it, and then guy
adjust.
Well, if it really was truly her first time, she isn't gonna know either. I guess.
But apparently, she knows enough that he's
wasn't
not
right.
inside me.
I'd like to think girls would know that. I do like to think that.
Legitly, no popping of cherries there.
Well, thank God he wore a condom. Otherwise, the bed would have gotten pregnant. So.
Well, thanks, guys.
You're welcome, Steph.
Oh my God, that was great. I'm floored. How do you not know?
I got an order app.
So, Trevor, what do you have for us today?
All right, guys. I have one that I have named Good Intentions, Bad Decisions.
Butt cheeks and beds.
That's actually a good example, I guess. This one's a little different. This one, first of all, I'll do my sources. It comes from Wikipedia. It comes from Volvo Car USA Newsroom. Not a newsroom I reference a lot, but Volvo Car USA Newsroom. And Everybody's favorite book, 1,144 Random, Interesting, and Fun Facts That You Need to Know by Scott Matthews.
Yay! Scott's made it back.
It
Welcome
is
back,
very
Scott. We miss you.
rare. Anyway, let's get into good intentions, bad decisions, shall we? In 2004, Volvo car manufacturer did a concept car called the YCC. This was a car that was specifically designed for women. Volvo was trying to go towards their audience. So like, hey, we should have something that's not just made for the men, but something special just for women.
So basically, they changed the color to pink.
Oh, God, you're going to wish they just did stop there. That would actually have been a great idea. That would have came out better than this does. So when they create this car,
I feel like there's like a makeup kit involved.
Start the car and an automatic mirror comes down so you can put your makeup on before you leave the driveway.
yeah, we're going to get into some of that kind of stuff.
Okay, good.
So to do this concept car, they actually take a team of their designers and engineers and all that, and it's an all-women team. So they really said, we're going to do this right. We're not going to have a bunch of guys deciding what women like. We're going to have women deciding what women like. This is all going well so far.
Mm-hmm.
And at first, they do start off well. It has extra storage for handbags. Okay, women have purses. Okay, not too bad. We're thinking right here. Women will be like, oh, I like this as a pocket.
I mean, you don't want to just throw it in the back seat?
Right. So they got this. It's going good. It had an access hole in the headrest to accommodate ponytails. Okay, I mean, it's kind of basic. This sounds like something maybe a middle school kid would put on their idea board.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, all right. So after that, things get a little sexist.
Oh, boy.
First one, parking assistance. Okay, that's not just for the ladies. Everybody likes parking assistance, right? But it's starting to imply a couple things about ladies here.
That they don't know how to park?
Yeah, a little bit. Extra dent-resistant bumpers.
Hold up. Wait. I feel like the guys are the ones that hit more things than women do. Exhibit A. Yes.
Yeah. I'm a decent driver, but I've had some issues.
We had a car for legitly 4 weeks, never made a payment on it, and you totaled it.
Okay, that only happened once. But yes, I did do that.
And then with the new one that you got of the same vehicle, you decided to hit your wife's vehicle. Oh, sorry, you were driving your wife's vehicle
and hit your vehicle with
in the driveway.
Okay, I had a bad stretch for a little bit there. Okay, I don't know what was going on. It wasn't my.
If I remember correctly, didn't he break a mirror off of somebody's car also?
That's when he had the truck.
Yes.
The old truck.
Yes.
Okay, that was bullshit.
In the parking lot.
I'm in a parking lot. I open up my door and it taps, and I mean taps the vehicle next to me's mirror, which again shouldn't be a big deal.
Are
not
you
that it's
saying
good.
that it was super glued on and it was like idea?
I don't think it was super glued. I think it was being held on with Scotch tape. Okay, I tapped it and this entire mirror just falls to the ground.
Best day ever.
Command hook tape.
Best day ever when I got that phone call.
Yeah. So side
I'm
story.
calling for Trevor.
Yeah. So side story. I had to take and carry this mirror into the store I was going to, which was a small store, and asked whose vehicle that was. Then I just broke their mirror off. I tapped it. I swear to God, I tapped it. I did pay to get it fixed, but still, what the fuck? But anyway, back to this. But yeah, we're getting a little more on the sexist side. We've now got parking assistance because women can't park cars, and extra dent-resistant bumpers because apparently women like to run into things with their cars a lot.
Okay.
But the big one that kind of really runs it off the rails on sexist is the car had no hood on it. If the car needed any repairs or maintenance, it had the computer system that could tell you it needed it. And instead of just having a light saying on needs service, and instead of you being able to pop the hood and look because there is no hood, it had a setup where it would automatically call your service department and schedule an appointment to bring it in for repairs and tell you when the appointment was.
Wow.
I don't even know how to react to that.
Like it was just an open
concept.
Was it a mesh hood? Like
I think they had to literally take off like the front end of the car to do it. But don't worry, sweetie. You don't know what you're doing anyway. You just got to bring it into a shop. Don't worry, a man will take care of that for you. That's literally what this car is doing.
I just can't get over the fact that it called a maintenance. do they send a tow truck to come pick the fucker up? Because I'm sure they don't know how to get there either.
Oh, that's a good point. This is before GPS, but I'm sure it would also tell them how to get there. If it had a feature that would mansplain what's wrong with it in really dumb terms, that would also be great.
Your blinker fluid is low.
Silly ladies. What do you think you're doing?
I'm not going to
We
lie.
don't know.
None
know
of us
nothing.
do.
Yeah.
But at least we know when it's inside.
Yeah. That's right.
So that's my story about the 2004 Volvo YCC. I don't think it made it very far because when I probably tried to introduce it, it didn't pass muster.
And it's the worst ever.
So what's my bacon rating from you ladies on this wonderful concept car?
3 crispy.
I'd say a 3 crispy, yeah. I agree.
Thanks, guys.
It's definitely sexist.
I got an order app.
All right, now we move over to the news desk for the Weird with a Side of Bacon podcast. News desk, what do you have for us today?
I have a news article coming from UPI, United Press International. See, I remembered this time. Mm-hmm. The headline states, "Lion on the loose in Ireland was a big dog with a fresh haircut."
Wait.
So people thought it was a lion, but it wasn't.
You'd think that would be, like, kind of obvious.
Not from a distance.
I guess. All right. Okay, so somebody reports okay, tell us what happened.
Police in Ireland are investigating a viral video of a lion on the loose in the woods in eastern County Clare. Discovered the animal was in fact a Newfoundland dog with a fresh haircut.
Okay, that's fair. Newfoundlands are
Very hairy dogs.
they're very big dogs.
very big dogs.
I suppose, and if you gave it the right haircut, buzzed it all except for what would look like a mane.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. And the tip of the tail.
I'm more concerned about the gullibility of things the police department find on the internet, I think. Is the entire police department made of boomers that believe everything they see on the internet kind of thing? Is it?
I don't know. So the police station in Killally opened an investigation after a video captured by a truck driver showed what appeared to be an African lion wandering in the woods.
Okay.
John O'Reilly, the local forest manager, said the video came after several reports of sightings of an unknown animal in the woods.
Do we know if there's even a zoo nearby or something?
They did not say if there was a zoo anywhere nearby.
Okay.
The animal had been seen before by harvesters working on a site, but it was from a distance moving through the trees.
And barking.
We assumed it was a deer before the video capture, said O'Reilly. The police station said that on social media that the animal had been found and identified. Turns out it was just a very committed Newfoundland dog with a fresh haircut. Police wrote on the social media. Not a lion. I mean, it's a big dog, but Newfoundlands, they're not
I was
yellow.
just going to say that.
They're brown.
Yeah, they're dark haired.
They're dark haired.
Whereas lions are like the golden.
Colored.
Yes.
Yeah. I feel like the police department should know better than to.
Especially because it's Ireland. And how do you find an African lion in the woods just roaming if all your zoos lions are accounted for?
Yeah,
That's my other question.
All of the United Kingdom's not that huge of an island. You think people would be aware if somebody snuck a lion on that they didn't know about?
Maybe they put him in a kilt.
The whole Sherlock Holmes theory is that if there's various possibilities, the most reasonable likely one is the true one. I'm kind of surprised they started with lion and then worked their way down to hairy dog.
But that's my story.
I'm just going to say, wow.
That's all you can really say is wow.
There was a picture on the UPI website.
Uh-huh. Did it look
For
like
the
a
story.
lion?
No.
It was quite obviously not
It was
a lion.
quite obviously a lion. This goes back to like one of our episodes when we talked about the people who reported the bears ripping apart their car.
I was actually thinking it. When you had mentioned it, I was actually thinking about the videos of the bears, the quote bear ripping up people's car and making false insurance claims.
Yep. The dog, it was chocolate brown. No.
Wait, what?
Yes. Yep.
It's not even near the color of a
No.
That's what we were saying before.
Okay, I thought maybe it would at least be like a tan color, like a mixed breed or something.
I figured, before I saw the picture, you know how people dye their dogs to look like certain things.
Okay, yeah.
So I'm like, well, maybe this guy was crazy enough to pay all this money to have their dogs not only cut, but dyed.
Like they're trying to make it look like a lion.
Right.
But instead it's a
Chocolate
it was lab
like
brown.
Yes. Very dark brown.
The tail definitely looks like a lion. So if all they're seeing is the back end, then I could understand.
Oh, Steph's got this picture. Okay, I get that it's supposed to look like a lion, but that doesn't look like a lion.
Especially from the head to the chest area.
Gosh, yeah, that's...
Yeah. Yep.
That looks just like a dog that they found had mange, and they just shaved its body.
That's probably why they shaved it.
Yeah, I do not have great expectations of this police department.
I was going to dig further to see what other kind of crazy things happened on that day in Ireland, to see if the police actually spent more time on this loose lion over a bank robbery.
Yeah, we're still working on the bank robbery. We don't know if the guy was wearing a mask, if it was actually a clown that robbed the bank. But we're working on it, guys. It's hard to say if it was a mask or not. Might have been an actual clown.
Could have been Ronald McDonald.
Probably was. You don't know.
We're investigating all McDonald's in the tri-state area.
But that's my story.
I would give that, I'm going to go 3 crispy on that one. And again, mostly for the police department's inability to decipher real from fake, especially on the internet.
Yeah.
If that police department wants to help invest in a Nigerian prince thing, I have a deal for them. Let me tell you, I could help them out.
You can't tell me that somebody doesn't have a trail camera out there.
You can't tell me the police department would fall for a brown dog with a haircut for a lion.
I also go 3 crispy.
Well, thank you. I appreciate it.
You're welcome.
I got an order app.
And I think we have worked our way back to you, Stephanie.
This is from the Petty Revenge subreddit.
We've had a couple of these.
The title is, "Want to hand my number out to your perverted friends? That's fine. I'll get you back tenfold, baby."
Oh, snap.
Oh. Okay, I got some ideas of what this is. This is going to go weird. Okay, good. I like it. Go.
This happened a few years back, and although it's petty, I still can't help but get overwhelmed with maniacal glee every time I think about it. Mwahaha. So I was dating this guy, a typical douchebag, really. No job, no ambition, still lived at home with his parents, etc. You know the type. Thankfully, we only dated for a couple months, and I realized he had zero will to change and dumped him like a hot rock. Anyway, long story short, he did not take the breakup very well. I was sitting at home minding my own business, binging on Netflix, when suddenly my phone rang. I usually don't answer numbers I don't recognize, but something told me to answer that time. When I picked up, there was a man's voice on the other end of the line. He asked if it was me, and I was like, "That depends. Who is this?"
Oh, boy.
Him. I know this is going to sound really weird, but my ex gave me your number. He said you'd be down for a good time. I asked him 3 or 4 times if he was sure, because I honestly thought it was too good to be true, you know? But he swore up and down that you would be cool with it. He said you'd do it for $100. Is that okay?
Hold on, wait. His ex?
I think she just didn't give a name, but I think
So
the
it was
girl's
her
ex.
Yeah, it was her ex's
Her ex.
given
Got
to
it.
this guy.
It said that
Your
pretty much
ex.
she's a
Okay.
prostitute for $100. Oh man!
Ooh,
Wow. Okay, this guy
that's some balls.
ugh.
I was stunned. I couldn't believe that asshole had the audacity to give my number out. But I think I was more blown away by the fact that this other asshole actually had the nerve to call me and offer me money to sleep with him. Needless to say, I told the dude on the phone to fuck off and hung up. In a blind rage, I thought about calling my ex and going the fuck off on him. But I knew that would do absolutely no good, and he would only find enjoyment in seeing me so pissed off. So instead, I did my best to brush it off and told myself it wouldn't happen again.
I think that's called foreshadowing, by the way. We're going to find out.
Well, I was wrong. I had another man call me the next night. This guy sounded like he was at least 100 years old. And my piece of shit ex had apparently dropped my going rate down to $50 this time.
Jeez Louise, how pissed off is this asshole?
Is it his mom's boyfriend? Because, I mean, he's still living at home.
Who knows? Again, I was fucking livid, but instead of doing nothing, I immediately went into petty revenge mode. Now, just so
There's
you guys...
nothing petty about that.
Oh, we'll find out. Let's see how petty we can get.
Now, just so you guys know, I'm fully aware that my actions were immature and possibly even borderline illegal, but you have to understand I was humiliated and absolutely irate.
I'm voting for Team Evildoer here.
So I went onto Tinder and created a profile with my ex's picture on it. In the bio section, I wrote, "Nice man seeking a woman to spoil and pamper. No strings attached. I've got money to spare and loads of it. If you're looking for help financially, hit me up." Then I ever so kindly added his phone number and a link to his Facebook account.
Ooh. Nice.
Within a matter of hours, I had a whole slew of messages coming into the account. I ignored them, figuring they would get the hint and move to his phone or Facebook. I guess I wasn't wrong because about a week later, I called his phone from an unknown number and his number had been changed. His Facebook account had been deleted.
Nice.
Was it wrong of me? Absolutely. Do I feel guilty? Fuck no.
Oh, fuck no. That's the way to do it.
Edit. As another Redditor pointed out, having a bunch of women blow his phone up doesn't really sound like revenge, but hear me out. Y'all would really just have to know this guy. When I saw he was a douchebag, I mean that with all my heart and soul. He was one of those guys whose pride and ego were absolutely through the roof, even though there was literally no reason for it at all. So the fact that all these pretty women were blowing his phone up just to ask him for money he didn't have, only for them to probably be pissed off and hang up on him as soon as he said he didn't have any. God, I know that crushed his soul. He obviously wasn't digging the attention or he wouldn't have deleted his Facebook and changed his number. A lot of you have mentioned Grindr and how much better of an idea that would have been. You're right. Trust me, I'd give anything to have the thought of that back then.
Oh, that is good.
I love that other people are trying to say, yeah, revenge totally needed.
I do like the part where one of his biggest flaws is that he's just a useless piece of shit with no money and no life.
Mm-hmm.
And she found a way, I don't even think she expected it to do this. I think she was trying to do the same as him, to exploit that and just literally have a bunch of women being like, "I'll do you for money." And they'd be like, "I don't have any money." And they'd be like, "Fucking loser." So I don't know if she did it on purpose, that part, as much as she did find one of his biggest weaknesses and exploited the hell out of it. I love it.
I do too. That's great.
I didn't know where that was going. I was waiting to find out like she slept with his dad or something like that. I was like, I don't know where this is going, but we're going to find out.
Good for her.
Mm-hmm.
Good for her.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's right, though, because if you just create the profile, that wouldn't have done anything good, unless one of his friends or someone ran across it. But then to actually put his actual phone number and a link to his actual Facebook, that's the way to do it. Mm-hmm. I like it.
And I don't know if that would be illegal anyways, because really all she could say is he asked me to create the page.
Yeah, I think there's probably some idea of like imposter thing going on or whatever, maybe. But still, I mean, what are the police going to do? They're busy chasing lions in the woods. They don't have time to be looking at some guy's fake Tinder profile.
Right.
Yeah, I do like how she was able to double down on this guy, though, because all she got was a couple of phone calls, and that was the end of that. He literally had to change his number.
That's awesome. And he had to delete his Facebook page. What makes you wonder, though, did he start a new Facebook page or did he just go away?
Probably took a break from Facebook for a while.
And he never contacted her.
No.
He had to have known it was her. Or this guy's done this to various chicks. And he
doesn't
has no
know
idea.
which one to...
He doesn't know which one it is.
Yeah, because she probably just took pictures off his Facebook page and threw together a profile real quick.
It could have been a picture she took of just him on his phone that
That's
he
true,
wouldn't
too.
know.
That's true, too. The fact that he didn't go after her at all on it as a revenge of a revenge, he probably has done this to various chicks.
Probably.
Oh, then he deserves it. 100%.
Oh, yeah. This guy seems like a winner chicken dinner.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I will give that one.
I go 3 crispy.
I would agree on the 3 crispy. The weirdness is somewhat, but the sweetness of it
It's the
definitely
best.
adds the crispiness.
Right.
It is such a sweet, sweet story.
Hit that sweet spot. on like the between the butt cheeks and the bed.
Not the sweet spot.
Right. Well, I appreciate the ratings on this story.
You're welcome.
You're welcome, Steph.
I got an order app.
So, Trevor, what's your next story for us?
You up, bud?
Okay. This one I have titled Cool Ranch Rodents.
Are you going to ruin Cool Ranch Doritos for me?
Not really. To be honest, it's really about Cool Ranch. It's more about nacho cheese ones. But
I like nacho cheese ones too.
But nacho cheese rodents, I didn't think was as good as Cool Ranch rodents. But we'll get into it anyway.
So ruin Doritos for me.
It is not going to ruin Doritos. It is not going to ruin Doritos. It's not gross. It's more actually fun and cool, but definitely weird.
Okay.
This comes from, I got a September 2024 article of Popular Science. I've got a September 2024 article of Stanford University School of Engineering and a September 2024 article of Science Advisor magazine. So this one's getting a little...
Sperm racer. Sorry.
So this one's getting a little on the sciencey side. But let me tell you, when I found this, I thought it was pretty kick-ass, and we're going to go with it. And apparently so did everybody else, because all three of these are all from September of 2024. So when this dropped, all the science community was all over it. Okay?
Okay.
Dorito dust can be used to make mouse skin transparent.
Okay.
Okay. What does
Like
it
they
say
glow in
about
the
the rest of
dark?
us?
No, it doesn't make them glow in the dark. It makes their skin see-through, transparent. The food dye that give soda and snacks and other orange-hued foods, snacks like that, their color, it can also make the skin of a mouse completely see-through to the naked eye.
It's the invisible powder.
Right?
They have discovered if you take what is called tartrazine solution, which tartrazine is pretty much like one of those, yellow number 5s or orange number 5s or whatever it is. If you take that and you rub it against and massage it into a hairless mouse's skin, it will actually make the skin see-through. And they've done this, and they've got pictures and videos of the pulsing vessels surrounding a rodent's skull when they massage it into its head. And you can see exceptionally clear views of the muscle tissue through a microscope of an alive, awake rodent. And all they did is rub pretty much Dorito dust coloring onto it.
What?
Yeah. There's pictures of it where they've done this, and you can see like its heart beating and its stomach, its muscles and its intestines and all that.
What does that say about all of us that eat Doritos?
Well, at first I was a little scared myself because what on earth am I eating? But I actually have the scientific explanation of how this all works, and it's not as scary as it sounds. But by the way, just to give you a little more heads up, is after they do this and they take this videos and check it all out, they can then just literally just rinse it off and the mouse skin goes right back to normal. Yeah, Stephanie's showing it. It is worth looking up. They have a picture of it before and then after, and it looks like in the picture like they literally removed the skin of it and you can just see everything.
That is creepy.
Right?
And all that is they rub Dorito dust into it.
I feel like you wouldn't be able to wash it off as it's...
Yeah,
like,
it does look
it's
like
an
they
oil and
peeled back the skin, if you will.
yeah.
That is literally just rubbing Dorito dust onto a hairless mouse.
It's crazy.
Yeah. All right, so I'm going to give you some explanation of how this actually works because, first of all, it sounds scary, like what am I eating? It's this radioactive food. But no, here's how it works. So skin, human, biologicals, any human, animals, all that, our skin is relatively similar. It's pretty much made up of water and fats. The whole skin of yours that's what it is. That's why it dehydrates and all that. But being water and fats and kind of a mixture of a couple different things is when light hits it, it's already somewhat transparent. Like your skin, like you can look at your skin, you can see the blue of some of your veins. And, if people close their eyes, you can still kind of see like the color of the eyes and stuff like that. Like people's skin is naturally somewhat see-through. Mm-hmm. But when light hits it, and it's hitting the water in your skin and then the fat cells and all that, the light doesn't just go straight through like it does a piece of glass. It goes and it bounces back and forth. The light hits the water cells, the fat cells, and all that. And it kind of takes a really long path to get down through your skin. And because of that, a lot of that light gets absorbed. What they've discovered is if they take and they fill in your skin or massage this stuff into mouse skin, of course, is a lot thinner than human, so that's why one of the reasons it works so well, is if they fill it in or massage in this orange dye, it takes and the blue rays, which are what hits water the most, that's why we see water always has a bluish tint and all that stuff. I mean, obviously it's a little more complicated than that, but that's why water has a bluish tint, is it takes that and it makes it so the blue light doesn't get reflected back. So instead, more scientifically than I can explain it or even understand, is it takes those water molecules or particles in your skin and it changes them so they react to light like the fat particles do. So because of that, the light, instead of bouncing back and forth off of all these things, it goes through it just like it would water or grease or whatever. So because the light is able to go straight through it, or relatively straight through it, instead of being bounced around and getting absorbed, that's why you can see through it and you can see all the organs. So it's not that it's bad for you, it's that this dye also changes the way the light is reflected, and therefore you can see through it.
Interesting. I feel like we just got a science lesson.
We did. I feel like I should be back in biology class.
You did. It's a really cool concept. And the scientists that are researched and looked at it with them, they're like, how did none of us figure this out? Like, this is a very, they're all biologists. And of course, this is more of a light particle type thing. So maybe the two parties didn't get together very often. But once somebody figured it out, they're like, how did we not notice this earlier? Like, this is actually pretty basic science. Mm-hmm. But yet we didn't discover it till 2024. But the whole thing, of course, is still at the starting phases. They've discovered this and it works out great. But of course, it can't human skin and mouse skin is very different. Mouse skin is very thin. Human skin's a lot thicker. And other animals have a lot thicker skin to it. And getting the dye all the way down through the skin enough to make all of it have that same transparency. They're still working on figuring it out. And then it's not an exact amount of just this orange dye. There's, various solutions or mixtures to it. So they're trying to figure out the exact right one and how to get it deeper into the skin so that maybe someday with humans, they'll literally be able to do this. Like if somebody's having a abdominal issue and they want to take a look at someone's intestines and see if there's like a kink or something in it, they could literally just rub this on your stomach. And while you're standing there, they could just look at your stomach and tell you what's going on.
On emergency sake, when they have to do remove liquid from your heart, where to send that needle.
Right? Or even a puncture. Someone gets stabbed with a stick or whatever. They want to know if there's still pieces in there. So they can literally just rub this on and just look at someone. And be like, oh, looks like we got it out. Oh, there's the bullet. Where's the bullet? This guy got shot. Where's the bullet? There it is.
I think those ones, though, are easier with an x-ray. They would show up better than you just trying to look.
That's a good point. But you could do this and you can literally work on the person while they're there. You could literally take it, rub it in on someone, put a cut, put a pair of things in and pull it out. You can't do that while a guy's on an x-ray table.
That's true.
So, again, very early stages. Who knows? Maybe they'll never get it fully developed where we can actually use it on humans or anything like that. But this is really freaking cool. And really freaking weird.
Mm-hmm.
It is very weird, but very cool, like you said, all at the same time, because I could only imagine where it would bring the emergency
department, like how much you could do with this.
Yeah.
Right.
Would it be crazy if somebody actually figured this out and they did like a school science experiment? Somebody got a hold of this and then you go to someone's science class and the teachers just got their entire guts exposed and it's because they took Dorito dust and rubbed it on them, sort of.
That'd be cool and freaky at the same time.
Oh, yeah, totally.
Yeah.
But okay, wait a minute, though.
Uh-huh.
But how fun would that be for a biology or a science class? You talk about the esophagus and how your food digests through your system. Mm-hmm. For a teacher to be able to take this chemical and rub it and take a drink of water so they can see how the esophagus and everything actually functions over a video of a cartoon character.
That's what I mean. This is a wild concept.
It's crazy.
It is crazy.
And there's tons of things in science that they can never actually get all the way up to.
Well, yeah, because what chemical do you put with that number 5 yellow or orange to actually work with a human skin over an animal skin? Even if they were to find something for animals, think about the difference it would do for emergency vet pets. Even.
Yeah. Oh, does that dog, did he break his leg or did he just injure it? Rub some stuff on it. Oh, there it is. Not broken. Just see a fracture.
Right.
Rinse it off. Good to go. Hopefully this is just the tip of the iceberg. And this is kind of not our normal concept, but I thought this was so cool that
It's
and
very
it's
cool.
weird.
It's
that I
very
had to
cool,
say
but it is also very weird.
Right.
Because the pictures are freaky.
right. But yeah, that's my story. Cool Ranch Rodents, even though it was really nacho cheese rodents. I like the name better.
Very good. Very good. I give it a 4.
Yes.
I'm going to go 3 crispy again.
I appreciate it. Thank you guys.
You're welcome. Weird, but very educational.
Yes.
And hopefully this will just be something that we remember back in the day, how we talked about this and now it's used everywhere.
Right.
Maybe so cool.
Oh my God.
I got an order app.
And we have worked our way back now to you, Misty. What's at the news desk today? Number 2.
So my episode, or this news article, is called "This Seat is Taken."
By a ghost.
In the news, seat is taken. Okay.
Thieves busted for stealing over 1,000 restaurant chairs in Spain.
So like a group of people just decided, you want to steal something today? Sure. How about some restaurant chairs?
What do you do with 1,000 restaurant chairs, I wonder?
Oh, that's a good question.
I'm sure Misty will fill us in.
All right, we'll see. I question if anyone will figure that out. Well, let's find out.
Spanish police have busted a criminal group dedicated to stealing your seat. Literally.
Okay.
Okay.
Spain's national police said that they had arrested 7 people suspected of stealing more than 1,100 chairs from outdoor seating areas at restaurants and bars in Madrid.
All right.
And another nearby municipality in just 2 months.
So this isn't something where these guys were just one night, like drunken prank. We're going to steal a bunch of chairs and put them somewhere else. Or steal a couple of chairs to bring back to our apartment or something, like a bunch of dumb college kids. This is an organized crime ring here.
Maybe they needed him for a wedding.
That could be. Or they're starting a wedding venue. They're like, this is way easier than buying chairs. Let's just steal them for
It'll
this
save
wedding
us
venue.
money.
The group of 6 men and women worked at night to steal these chairs from 18 different establishments in Madrid and Talavera de la Runa. I'm not quite sure if that was...
We've discussed how educated us Americans are on foreign names and stuff. So we're going to go with it.
It's a smaller city to the southwest of the capital. So in the months of August and September of 2024, the estimated impact of the stolen property was around 60,000 euros, which is $69,000.
Dang, dude.
According
Chairs
to the
are
police.
expensive.
So the suspects, who face charges of theft and belonging to criminal organizations,
Budget crime ring.
resold the chairs in Spain, but also in Morocco and Romano. Police said, and the police said that that's what they did. They stole them and resold them.
You guys put them on Marketplace or something?
In Spain, many restaurants and bars leave tables and chairs, which are usually made of metal and hard plastics, outdoors during the night. The chairs will normally be kept in stacks and chained down, but these chairs were not, so they stole them. And that's the end of my story. I don't know why you'd want to steal chairs. I mean, I guess if they got $69,000 out of one night of...
Well, this is a
Doing
couple
whatever.
months. But either way, they're making a healthy profit if they really got them all sold, if they hadn't got caught, of course. But yeah, no, they have some serious organizing of this whole situation. You didn't just pick up 10 chairs and start walking down the street with them. Like these guys had to have like a
Van of some sort.
or a truck or something.
Well, also it says, they were chained down. Yes, some of them weren't and some of them were. You have to have a bolt cutter to cut that chain in order to get them off the ground.
And it's the year 2025 right now. There's cameras everywhere. You can't tell me that these places don't have. So these guys had to have like masks, and people walk down the street and all this. These guys had a serious organized setup.
I would
on
like
to
to know
this.
how many chairs a night they would take, because what kind of vehicle do you have? Were they smart enough to have a van that had like some catering name on the outside?
Oh, one of those like I've seen in a movie where they look like they're there to clean it all up or whatever. I do know there's a news story somewhere that I might try to find sometime where the guys they were stealing statues and pianos and organs out of churches because they would wear overalls like they were a cleaning company and just go in and pick them up and haul them out. And like nobody said anything, even though this place was full of people. Anyway, unrelated. But yeah, I feel like you got to have a hell of a plan. They saw an opportunity and they took it. Again, though, how do you not think you're going to get caught? You've got 1,000 chairs and people are realizing these chairs are going missing. And of course, the places that are missing chairs are the ones shopping for the chairs now. Mm-hmm. Boy, this guy's got a lot of chairs for sale and these look an awful lot like the ones that have been stolen. These guys are organized, but not the brightest.
Right.
Why wouldn't you take table and chairs? Then you sell them as a matching set.
They didn't have a big enough truck. They only had enough for chairs.
I suppose. I could only imagine, too, because some of if they're metal, how heavy them could be.
Yeah, I think there's a lot going on here.
I mean, I've never been to that area to see exactly how the tables and chairs outside look, but I can only imagine.
Did we rate this yet? I don't know if we actually get to rating it yet, did we?
No. I'm going to give it a 3.
I will also go with a 3 on that one, I think. No, I'm going to go 3 crispy. I'm going to go 3 crispy on it because I like how organized they were, but I don't think they thought it through on what are you going to do with 1,000 chairs and not think you're going to get caught.
People be dumb.
I think that might be that old book smart, not street smart.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
I feel like these guys had spreadsheets. I feel like these guys were that organized and then afterwards did not.
Well, there were 6 men and women, teams of 2, 3 different teams, 3 different areas. Can't catch you all at once.
Right.
I'd like to think there's also an undercover buyer police agent that they had to do because they probably found him on Marketplace. So somebody had to pretend to be a buyer and dress up in street clothes. He had to go undercover, find the stolen chairs.
Where'd they store them all? You think they had a storage unit?
Yeah, I think the cost
I have so many unanswered questions. I'm going to butt mine up to a 3 crispy because I have unanswered questions.
That's what I mean. They had to
Where'd they store them? How did the cops not start putting
2 and 2 together?
Yes. Like this restaurant called saying their chairs were stolen. Then this restaurant called to say their chairs were stolen. You would think that, they would start putting things together and kind of keep an eye if it's around the same area. I'm going up to 3 crispy now.
Yeah.
See what I mean? It's weird because it's like, okay, you got caught a couple months after.
That, and we watch too many crime shows that.
Yeah.
Something like this for.
Pretty much. Well, that was my story, and thank you.
You are welcome. All right, guys. Well, that is enough fun for one night, and we want to thank all you guys for listening to us. If this is your first time, please tune in some more. We got lots of episodes out there, and of course, a whole lot more coming. And if you're an avid listener, we really appreciate it. Either way, if you guys could leave us a rating or a comment, if you haven't done that already, we'd really appreciate it. If you're looking for more of our stuff, we are on the Facebook, we are on the YouTube, we are on the Instacart or Instagram, depending on which way you want to call it. We are on TikTok. If you guys would like to send us an email, our email address is weirdwithsideofbacon@gmail.com. There's no A. Just weird. Well, there's some A's, but not the A. There's weird. Again, it's weirdwithsideofbacon@gmail.com. As we like to say at the end of every episode, keep it weird because normal is just another word for boring. Thanks, everybody. Bye.
Bye.